Physical Science, Chapter 4. This is PS 4.1. Work and Energy is the chapter. And the big idea is energy has many forms and can be transferred through work. So, did you know that you can lift several times your weight with the help of a pulley? Before the hydraulic lift was invented, a car mechanic used pulleys to raise a car off the ground. Not in the lab, but in the classroom, you will see how a pulley can increase force. Section 1, Work and Machines. What is work? How can work be calculated when force and motion are parallel to each other? How do machines make doing work easier? What are mechanical advantage and efficiency? To many people, the word work means something that people do to earn money. In that sense, work can be anything from fixing cars to designing websites. The word work might also mean exerting a force with muscles. However, in science, the word work is used in a completely different way. A machine is a device that changes the force or increases the motion from work. Imagine trying to lift a grand piano. Without help, this would be impossible. However, you could probably push the piano up a ramp or lift the piano with a pulley system. In both cases, you use a machine to change the force on the piano. However, you might be more interested in increasing the speed than increasing force. Using only the power of your muscles, how fast could you move? You could travel much faster on a machine, called a bicycle, than on foot. And some of you, very scary, you'll be driving cars. The 6 types of simple machines are a lever, wheel and axle, pulley, inclined plane, wedge, and a screw.
Consider a bottle opener. When you use the opener, you lift the handle, thereby doing work on the opener. The opener lifts the cap, doing work on it. The work that you do is called the input work. The work that the machine does is called the output work. You know that work is the transfer of energy by mechanical means. You put work into a machine, such as a bottle opener. That is, you transfer energy to the opener. The opener, in turn, does work on the cap, thereby transferring energy to it. The opener is not a source of energy, and therefore the cap cannot receive more energy than the amount of energy that you put into the opener. Thus, the output work can never be greater than the input work. The machine simply aids in the transfer of energy from you to the bottle cap. The force exerted by a person on a machine is called the effort force. The force exerted by the machine is called the resistance force. Here, the effort force is the upward force exerted by the person using the bottle opener, and resistance force is the upward force exerted by the bottle opener. The ratio of resistance force to effort force is called the mechanical advantage of the machine.
Good morning. Dear Tim and Moby, I need an example of a pulley from Jimmy. Well, the pulley is what's called a simple machine. And simple machines like the lever, wheel and axle, inclined plane, and pulley are the most basic of tools. They each have one basic function. They're simple. When you want to open a window blind, you pull down on a cord. Your pull is called the effort force. The weight of the load exerts the resistance force. The blind has a wheel fixed to a support. This is our pulley. A rope runs over the wheel and attaches to the blind. The blind is the load that you want to move. Pulling down the rope can lift the load as high as its support. Well, it wouldn't be as easy if you had to stand on the windowsill and lift that blind by yourself. You don't think so, huh? Try lifting that boulder over there. Pulleys work by changing the direction of the effort force and letting you use your body's weight to support that effort force. Single pulleys, including our makeshift pulley here, have a mechanical advantage of 1. For every meter Moby pulls the rope, the rock raises 1 meter. That means that the effort force and the resistance force are the same. While that's true, some of the effort force is used to overcome friction. A single pulley doesn't increase your effort force, so if an object is heavier than you are, you won't be able to lift it. But if you have a double pulley system where one pulley is attached to a fixed support and the other is attached to the load, a person or robot can lift the load several times his or her weight. With one fixed and one movable wheel at work, the force raising the load doubles the effort force. The effort force needed is now 1/2 the resistance force. Moby now has to pull the rope 2 meters to get the weight to move 1 meter, but it's much easier to do because he spreads his effort out over those 2 meters of rope. The amount of work always remains the same. When you decrease your effort force, you have to exert that force over twice as much rope. With work, you always get what you pay for. Oh, that's not going to be good.